Entergalactic by Kid Cudi, 15 songs, 45 minutes long. Kid Cudi, free from Kanye, as I like to say now, because they had the ultimate beef. We reviewed a couple of Kid Cudi things on here, and we had Man on the Moon 3 that was in 2020. I like to say that we both thoroughly enjoyed. Had a little couple clips here or there, but I don't think Kid Cudi really needs an introduction or whatnot. But anyways, we could just jump right into it. I think compared to the last release and a couple other, but
Man on the Moon 3 was the last one we reviewed for sure.
Okay, cool, perfect. And that should be his last release. With that, I think this is like more of like a expansion upon Man on the Moon 3, but in a better way. I think there is some more well thought out ideas that you had on it. It was a little slow at points that I think it could have been a little bit quicker here or there. Like especially the beginning of it, like new mode and do what I want. I thought were like a little slow with how it was for like opening of the record, but I think overall it's a decent project from him.
Yeah, that being said, I think both New Mode and Do What I Want show the best of the production that you got from Man on the Moon 3. Lord I Know, or The Void, or She Knows This. Like there was some really good production there that was definitely within the Man on the Moon project, so it definitely felt like it had some of that early 2010s flair. But Intergalactic pushes the more forward-thinking aspects of that into a little bit more forward of a direction. And interestingly enough, Kid Cudi has kind of talked about this being his "No, for really, guys, I'm retiring" kind of album. And when rappers say that whenever, but when rappers say that all the time, I always point to Jay-Z, who said he was retiring back in like 2009, 2010. Yeah. I think Death of Autotune was supposedly his like comeback, one of his comebacks. And that was in 2010. So, also Death of Autotune. Autotune is alive and well. So, so much for that. But back to Intergalactic, I think that it starts pretty well, if not, maybe not slow, but muted, I could definitely concede to.
Yeah, okay, that's actually a better word for it, as I was trying to think of a way to say it. It's not like I don't like it. It's just that's the sound of the record. The sound of the record is chill. The production is great. I'll give him that. I really like the production of it. It's, again, like that little extraness from Man on the Moon 3 and all of the Man on the Moon projects. It's, starting to really like refine that sound that he had on Man on the Moon 3. And when you get to like the middle of the record, even with Willing to Trust, I should say, with Ty Dolla $ign and Can't Believe It featuring 2 Chainz, like those tracks are pretty good, and I really like him with features. And it's, again, I think like Kid Cudi's at his best when he gets to be either featured or he gets to be paired with someone like on his own tracks. I think when he gets different flows and different ideas with people, that's when he gets to shine. When it's him by himself, it can feel a little muted and a little flat here or there. Like there are great tracks that are just him. New Mode, Do What I Want, maybe so towards the end of the record. But Can't Believe It with 2 Chainz. It's a great track. I love the production of it. 2 Chainz sounds great. Kid Cudi sounds great. Like that right there is what I really like.
Yeah, I would agree. I think, the 2 Chainz feature, either of the Ty Dolla $ign's feature, but Can't Believe It for sure, are really major highlights of this album. And I think that's probably what we'll see in the future. Even rappers who start to like pare things back a little bit, you see them doing work with collaborating with different artists. I think Gambino is a good example. And you get a lot of shuffling around here too, because Ty Dolla $ign appears on 2 tracks, Don Toliver appears on 2 tracks. I actually find the bonus track Burrow, they earn themselves a lot of mileage with calling that a bonus track, because I think Steve Aoki or something about the production just kind of ruined it. Like I really did not like the track or how that came out.
No, I'm pretty sure it's Steve Aoki who fucked it.
Sounds about right.
Like the most overrated DJ in the world, but
overrated DJ and restaurateur.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Follow your dreams, man.
Follow your dreams. But overall, I
think only Anthony Bourdain were a DJ.
Oh God.
Sometimes, it wouldn't be Audioface if I didn't just drop a bomb in there sometimes.
It happens, man. The Moab, baby. I think overall Intergalactic, as my voice goes out, I think
Hashtag Witch
Intergalactic
Kissinger.
is a good project from Kid Cudi. You know, especially as a lot of these rappers who were really popular in the late 2000s, early 2010s, and stuff like their later projects to me were a lot of the times they felt flat. But with Kid Cudi's last two records, I feel like he's kind of ending it on a high note in a way. Like he's right now his wave. He's like there's still some issues I have with it, the pacing, and I think again he sounds best when he gets to be paired with somebody. But to me, the production is great, the lyricism is fantastic, and with like the length of the record too, it's compact, it's short, everything goes together well, it's cohesive, and overall it's a good project from him. So if this is indeed his last record, which I would be surprised, it's a decent record to go out on.
Yeah, I feel like we're definitely going to get some solo, I mean, not some solo works, but at least some collaborations from him. It's also worth mentioning that Entergalactic, in kind of a Daft Punk kind of fashion, comes with its own movie along with it. So you can watch Entergalactic. It's a 90-minute project on Netflix. It's a really, really lush animation. It's really a phenomenal kind of thing. I've only seen bits and pieces of it, and from what I've seen from some other reviews, it's not necessarily a lot of narrative. It has a loose kind of story. It doesn't have a lot of character development. It's really just vibes, which is a lot of what you can say about, you know, I'd say some of the later Gorillaz videos. I think some of the early ones, there's a lot of lore and storytelling within them, hidden within them. Now I think it's just, you know, cool images and vibes with some loose storytelling, but it's definitely not what's driving the show. And I think that's fine. But yeah, I think it's a really developed project. It shows that Kid Cudi is an artist who, to try my best to not make comparisons I really pettily want to make to people Kid Cudi may or may not be beefing with right now. This is a project that is very well thought out. It's a project that is cohesive enough. It feels like everything within here belongs on Intergalactic and not on any other Cudi record. And so I really appreciate that thought in the album. It is, you know, there's one thing I'll say though. I don't think it is among there with one of the top albums, rap albums of this year, though. Like, it's been a real banger year. I think it would deserve an honorable mention, perhaps, but there weren't any songs other than a couple of the features that really had that staying power. And I think even a couple songs on Man the Moon 3 did. So, could just be the year. I don't know, but that's just kind of my going through it.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see how it grows on us later as well. So I really like Man on the Moon 3, but with this one, it's vibes. I think that's a great way to say it. But it's if he's done, that's ending on a high note, and Kid Cudi fans will like this album a lot. Even if you're not a big Kid Cudi fan, I feel like most people will enjoy this record if they give it a try. So
I think this is the album, Intergalactic Kid Cudi. I will always appreciate it because it got Sean to say the word vibes and really just appreciate that as a word. So you're becoming a Zoomer.
No. I refuse. I retract that statement.
At SW Suarez on TikTok.
Oh, no, it's never happening.
At SW Suarez on BeReal.
I don't even know what the fuck that is, but okay.
Likely story. Arbitrary scale. We do arbitrary scales every week on Audioface because we like to keep Carl paid. And this week we're going to be doing. And this week we're going to, because our review is our review, and what we said in it previously is what we meant in it. So why put a scale to it other than that paycheck? So Jim Cantori this week, Jim Cantori in Florida's high impact weather events. That's what we're going to call it, high impact weather events. Hurricanes, definitely not making light of the terrible disaster that has ravaged Florida and impacts of climate change, has all of a sudden turned Ron DeSantis into a socialist. But nevertheless, this is going to be... I'm going to call this Hurricane Ian, actually. This is a good one right now where he's like tripping over those shrubs where the trees are coming at him and he's barely able to do the rubber report, where he's working the pole like Megan Thee Stallion. Like,
I like that. That's good.
Yeah.
This is when he almost got struck by lightning. I forget what hurricane that was. Might have been Hurricane Irma, but I'll have to double check on that. But there was one where he like got scared the shit out of lightning. And I think that actually happened again in Ian right now too, where he got almost struck by lightning. So
Yeah,
twice.
it happened with Hurricane Ian again. So like this is just
Again,
these are just Hurricane
hilarious.
Ian events.
That's funny.
Yeah, so
I know it happened before too. So, but this guy's crazy.
Jim
I love it.
Cantori could run for president and actually make a great chance as an independent. Just not really say anything political. Just say, "Listen, I'm all about chasing storms and making sure Americans live good." And just don't elaborate on that. We'll probably easily win.